she's just a person and a player that makes everyone around them better. And it has been probably one of the highlights of my career playing with a player like you.
Welcome to Red Stars Report, a podcast dedicated to bringing you the latest news and commentary on all things Chicago Red Stars. I'm your host, LT.
I'm your co-host, Grant.
And Grant, don't you just love when a draw feels like a win? It's the best. It's the second best thing to a win.
Yeah. I mean, I'll agree with you today.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, sometimes draws feel like losses. Like to Orlando, I'm sure that draw felt like a loss.
Yeah.
But to Chicago, it felt like a win. I kind of almost forgot that we drew. By the end of that game, I was like so excited about everything that like culminated within that match that I kind of forgot that it was just a draw.
So much going on.
There was a lot going on, but specifically, like, I cannot believe, but can also totally believe because of who they are, how good our center backs are. Like, Sam and Natalia are just blocking shot after shot, saving the day over and over again. I mean, Orlando took 21 shots. 13 of them were blocked by 7 of which were Sam and Natalia combined. The others were like Maxi and Taylor and a couple of the forwards as well. But these two are just like quickly growing into a pair that you can just trust and not have to worry for like a single second about their ability to keep the team in matches.
They're just world class. I mean, that's the only way I can describe them. They are just built different. They are out of this world. I can keep on going with those types of phrases, but man, I've essentially forgotten about these last few seasons, and I am just overwhelmed and overjoyed by how fantastic our defense is. This is just like the best gift ever. Like, thank you, Red Stars, for this.
Yeah. Shout out to the front office throughout the offseason, getting Kuika to come here. Mind blowing. And trading for Staub, then extending Staub to a 3-year contract with the club, an extension that came after Sam had played 2 matches for the club. That should tell you everything that you need to know about the change that's happened internally there. I mean, what an offseason they've had defensively, replacing a defense that for years was kind of like the staple of the franchise. And the last couple of seasons really was not. And to lose players who are good defenders like Tierna Davidson, like Casey Kruger, like Kayla Sharples, Aaron Wright, like they are good defenders. They just were not being coached well. And they went off to situations that, you know, are probably better for them in their careers and everything. But to feel in the offseason like what's going to happen with this, and then boom, Natalia, boom, Sam, and now here we are 3 matches in, and I could not trust 2 people more to be at the center of that defense than those 2.
It's been so fun to watch. And like if you asked us, I don't even know how many months ago, like how we felt coming into the season, compared to now, oh boy. But I'm really happy that we have the both of them in Chicago. Um, and like I predicted earlier, especially with how we're doing now, I would say y'all better watch out because we are a playoff team, and that is because of our stellar defense. And I am telling you now, 3 matches in, that we like this is it. I'm saying it and I'm manifesting it, whatever the hell you want to call it, like too good. I'm done.
Centrally.
Yeah.
Those two.
I think that because of our stellar central defenders, that Chicago is going to be a hard team to beat
And
because,
there.
yes, no one's beaten us yet.
Nope. Also, shout out to the front office again for signing Maxi Rawl from Germany.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what a spark she has been on that right side. Nowhere near the kind of, defender that Casey was on as an outside defender, but like the way that she just handles the ball when it comes to her feet, her runs, like everything offensively is just so much fun to watch. Still like waiting on that passing to really get better and more consistent, but the effort that she has put in defensively, even if she isn't the best at it, shows you just how much Lorne is able to bring out the best in players. Like, she is not known for her defense, and yet here she is, maybe not playing, as one of the best defensive outside backs in the league right now, but certainly better than I expected, based on everything that I knew about her coming in. Just watching her on the pitch, like the effort that she puts in and the decisions that she makes defensively, I think are a product of her mentality, but also Lauren's coaching. And it's just such a different thing to watch players develop under a coach. It's really exciting, and I think she's been one of the more interesting storylines for this team so far.
I think when we come back to look at this season, probably one of the most underrated signings in the league, period. Um, and again, I like to make these really outlandish statements on here, but I truly think that she probably is the most underrated signing. I'm gonna say one of, and then I'm gonna say both. Like if we'll say that if some random journalist makes a list at the end of the year, her name better be on it. Like I think she's doing phenomenal and I'm impressed. Thank you for surprising us. Um More goals, please.
Yeah, yeah. She was a big part of Mal's goal as well. Like she was
Yeah.
a part of that. And then she made like some really, really nice moves on the outside to get around defenders that I was just like, I was incredibly impressed by her, but I knew that she had this like offensive gift. So it doesn't surprise me that we're kind of seeing it now. But just like her very quick like development in general, I think it's like we're seeing that with a lot of players on this club. Of course, like not losing helps with confidence, but players who were here last year and the years prior seem like more dedicated, more joyful, like more everything. It's just like wonderful to watch players who may not have been able to uh, realize their potential or like even themselves see what their future holds, um, with their talent, like with their abilities, uh, this coaching staff seems to, in the early stages, seems to be bringing out more potential in players, certain players, than I think that we've seen before. And it's very exciting to watch something like that unfold.
Yeah, I know we're still on the defenders, but like Jenna Bike, I think probably is the biggest example of that. And we can talk about her later. But yeah, yesterday was just so great for her. Um, really excited to see what she can bring. Um, but we have one more defender to talk about.
Yes, it's true. But like specifically, I think to kind of broach that subject, I think, like, all that being said, if we keep having these like slow starts and get better in the second half, like I think that really does call for a change in the starting 11 because it isn't working. Like the first 3 matches have all had poor first halves. And we discussed last week that it's the left side. It was we thought that perhaps Nadia Gomes was a player who maybe shouldn't be in the starting lineup, and we wanted Taylor Malum to prove to us that, I mean, she has nothing to prove to us, but we
Mhm.
just wanted her to show us what Lauren sees in her. And I thought, like, specifically, like, we were not having an okay time in that first half. And the own goal by Taylor Malum really didn't help that,
No,
obviously. I think she made the right play. She doesn't know that Alyssa is right behind her and ready to punch that ball away. I think they both made the right play. They're both were there ready to attack the ball.
I
Like
agree.
that's what you're supposed to do. Like she did nothing wrong, absolutely nothing wrong. When the match began to when she got subbed off, I think defensively she was not, she was just, it was just what we've been seeing the last couple of matches. I just was not impressed. And offensively, it was different. She had a good match offensively, passing the ball specifically, connecting with people. She didn't get a lot of touches on the ball, but she did make 100% of her passes. She made 15 passes. 15 of them made them to the people she was passing them to. So, like, you can't deny that she's doing well in that area. And it's an area that we needed to see more of. But she really didn't have that many opportunities to get touches, though, on that left side, which is still an issue. Um, and defensively, she really couldn't handle Adriana many times, and it was obvious.
Yeah. But I think, I don't know. When you have an own goal that obviously affects your game,
Yeah,
it's really hard to just kind of put it past you, be like, oh, that happened, whatever. So that could also play a part in that.
absolutely.
But I was thinking about how I was gonna talk about her today, and honestly, I'm indifferent. That's how I feel. I don't have like yay or nay corresponding feelings right now. Um, I don't really know what to say. So I'm just gonna say I'm indifferent as of right now. Do I want to see a change next week or whenever we play again? Because I know the international break is coming up. I feel indifferent. I know what I said last week, and you can do a freeze frame whatever on me again. Um, but honestly, I really don't know how to handle this. Good thing I'm not the coach.
Yeah, Lauren stated in the post match presser that the matchup dictated a substitution, and we finally got to see Tatum Milazzo get her first minutes of the 2024 season. I thought she played well. Clearly had moments where she was just trying to navigate her way into a new formation, playing back on that side of the field, new players, and a new role in coming off the bench, which she's clearly not used to. But she made some very flashy blocks, flashy tackles, just like she always does. I thought she held her own. Nothing more I could ask for a player to come in defensively in a draw, in a 1-1 draw, and keep the score line the same. Like, that's what you want from your defender coming in. Um, and if anybody subbed into that defensive line, any of the other available defenders on the bench, if someone had subbed in for Maxi or Sam and Italia and the score had stayed 1-1, or if the Red Stars ended up winning and they didn't have something to do with whatever offensively led to that goal, like that's as much as you can ask for, is just keep, like, hold the line, stay the line, you're good. So I think it was a good sub, and it worked out because they drew. I don't think there was anything that was like obviously I was excited that Tatum got in, because I'm a fan of Tatum and have been since she joined the club. But it was just another, like, I wasn't like I was very happy to see her. I'm glad she made some great plays, but like it's not enough time to just be like this is absolutely who should be in the match from beginning to end, bang the gavel, like it's over. Like that's like there's you can't judge that based on the amount of minutes that she got. So I'm not gonna sit here and say like absolutely 100% like Tatum needs to be in there for Taylor, but I just thought she played better than her. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, I thought Tatum's appearance was pretty good. Again, like you said, pretty tough to judge. Um, I still think that Taylor needs time, and that's how I feel about it. I'm not gonna walk back what I said before. We all know how Tatum plays. Again, Lauren knows what's up. I trust Lauren. Hopefully everyone else does too. And if you see something different in upcoming trainings, then a switch will be made. But until then, trust the process. We all have our biases. Throw them out the door. um, but yeah, that's basically it on
I'm
that.
not throwing that out the door. I'm not throwing my jersey out the door.
I'm not telling you to throw your shirt out the door. Let me throw my episode out the door.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. And I think it's like we're 3 matches in, we're we haven't lost. The defense is playing well. They've given up a goal and an own goal, and that's it. So we'll see what happens, but I think maybe some changes could be down the line. We'll find out. But speaking of that, like I said last week, and I'll say it again, Nadia Gomsh had some really good moments here and there, especially getting around Marta like she did, which is just brutal.
Mm-hmm.
But I really would, in the starting 11, rather see someone else get a chance to see the minutes from kickoff. I still don't know who that player may be. I thought it would probably be Ava Cook, but Lauren didn't even use Ava Cook this week, perhaps due to certain matchups that he saw and that the rest of the coaching staff saw. But I really would like to see anyone else right now just to see what kind of impact they can have from the first whistle onward. And I know Lauren is a matchups guy, which is wonderful and different than what we're used to. So Nadi was the player that they felt matched up best in that position these first 3 matches. We'll see if that remains come Angel City time in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I would like a change, please. Like that's all I can say. But she has so much skill, and I really think that she should come on as a sub. Like I said last time. But yeah, please, somebody else starting. Like anybody. I just want to see it, you know? And a lot of people I feel like are also like, I know if it ain't broke, don't fix it, whatever. But I feel like it's just a little broken. So it's one change or two. More likely one, but yeah.
Yeah, the thing that I'm really struggling with and what I've been talking about since the beginning of the season is the offense, just in general. I know we had discussed last week 4 goal scorers, none of them named Mal Swanson. Now we have 5 goal scorers, one of them named Mal Swanson. But they really do seem to be relying on this long ball in transition or just getting turnovers and running in transition. There's not much build-up play, and clearly they haven't lost, so it's not a big deal yet. But I don't think it's been as effective as they hope that it would be, especially with our long ball accuracy just being awful. Um, at least with the players that we're fielding early on in matches. I thought in the 30th minute, I think it was, Julia made a tackle, stood up, started pushing, got the ball to Ali Schlegel in the box. Uh, she shot it right to the keeper, and
Oh yeah.
with how few opportunities this club is getting, you got to put those away. And outside of that chance, I think Ali really didn't have a great game again. Just she was good in the box, trying to get to headers and everything because that's who she is. She's just a beast in the box. But when she had the opportunity, like the one and only opportunity that she really had, she didn't make it. But I I can see why Lorne sees those kinds of plays as what will lead this team to those chances, and they have. Just not as many as I had hoped that we would get in transition. It is different that our 5 goals that the club has scored this season all come in the run of play when we're very used to set piece goals. So things are different, things are changing and evolving, and it's only been 3 matches. So adjustments will be made. But right now, I think they may need to try something different or get different players in there who can do the things that the plan is, the players who can execute the game plan.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think about if you sub Schlegel in instead of having her start. But I feel indifferent about that, actually. I don't know if someone like an Allie Cook would be a better starter. Um I've seen Schlegel play in college. I've seen her play in the pros. She's a beast. It's only her second year. Whatever. Um I do have high hopes, I will say. And I think that with more time, there will be more goals. So, Lauren, please keep her in the lineup.
Yeah,
Pretty please.
this club does not have many strikers and many center forwards. It's just not a position they kind of seem to focus on very much in the off season.
Literally anybody else but the strikers.
Yeah, and like Schlegel is who she is, and she'll play well, and then she won't play well. She's getting used to being a starter and playing so many minutes. She hasn't played this much consistently in a while. She I think she's been the first person to get subbed off pretty much in every match.
I thought it was Nadia.
Oh, it was Nadia this match. That's true.
Okay.
That's true because Jamise Joseph came on for her at
Yeah.
half. But she's not going to play full 90s probably. That's not who she is. And your striker probably doesn't always play full 90s. Like they're the ones who are doing the most out there a lot of times. And it's very common for them to get subbed out. I think she should stay in the lineup. I haven't been overly impressed with Allie Cook to the point where I would put her in the starting lineup anyway. So I think Allie is the player. I think her abilities and talent that she showed last season and within training camp and her years that she's spent um, with Lauren specifically have helped her get to where she is and being the starter for this club. And I have no doubt that she'll stay there and continue to develop under there. And I think she really does have like a very good relationship on the field with Mal, and that shows here and there. And I think I just want to keep seeing that one grow specifically.
You can do it, Allie. We believe in you.
Yeah,
Score more
absolutely.
goals.
So after the own goal, club down 1-0 at half. Lauren apparently very vocal in the locker room at halftime and got these players ready to fight in the second half. You could tell they wanted to win, and the club has been playing better in second halves to start the season anyway. So that was my hope that they would come out swinging and try to get one back and hopefully get another one. It didn't happen right away, but finally in the 64th minute, Jenna Bike gets the ball in the box, lifts a beautiful little chip shot pass over the defenders and right to Mao, who calmly and very composed just brings it down in the box and gets her first goal in over a year. A beautiful moment, something we've all been wanting to see.
I was just overjoyed. I was screaming. When I watch games by myself, I'm usually yelling at my computer anyway or at the TV, whatever. But this one, overjoyed, got up, did a little woohoo. I'm not gonna yell into the mic, but I was freaking out, and I'm sure everyone else that was there was freaking out as well. Cause man, it's been a time, long time. I'm just so happy for her, to be honest, and one of many this season.
One of many to come. Yeah. I wish I could have been screaming, but I was at work watching it. So I was just trying to quietly like pump my fist and thrash in my chair as I was excited. got a lot of weird looks, but that's fine. They that's fine. They don't understand.
They're like,
They
why are you
don't
acting
understand.
like that? Uh, Mal Swanson scored.
Yep. I did apologize. I was like, I'm sorry. Someone just scored a goal. I'm
Slacking off at work.
I'm very sorry. But like such a cool moment in post match. Jenna and Mal had nothing but praise for each other. And I'll just let the listeners listen to that in its entirety.
I said it at the beginning of preseason. I was like, Jenna, whatever you like did in the off season was like amazing, because this is like the best form I've seen you in. And I think you're a great contributor to this team. And I think the best thing and the thing I admire the most about her is like she just keeps her head down and keeps working and keeps pushing, and eventually like the hard work pays off, and it's one of those stories. And yeah, and I've known her for a long time, so to see that evolve is super special.
Yeah. And then just to thank you, Mal. I appreciate that. It means a lot. But to shout out Mal really quick, like she's just a person and a player that makes everyone around them better. And it has been probably one of the highlights of my career playing with a player like you. And
Thank you.
you make me better, you make our team better. And having you back after last year is like such a blessing.
Thanks.
Way these two were talking, I almost started crying, but I'm not holding it. So what the heck's going on here?
I didn't know that Mal and Jenna had known each other for a very long time. I feel like maybe I did know that, but when they said it in the presser, it came back. I didn't realize that. We said that she would score even if she's not at 100%. So she proved Grant and I correct. So that was nice. When I spoke to her in the post match presser, I asked her about just the day to day in the club and those adjustments being back in the club and in the daily routine after being separated from it for so long. And she said that where she's at and like where the club is at is a perfect parallel, because like there's a lot of new with the club, and in a way like this is like a new Mal. So I thought that was a really fascinating insight from her.
You're so popular. You get to talk to Mal Swanson in the pressers because you're a certified journalist, LT. Nah, I'm only messing. You're asking the right questions. I feel like you come up with some of the best questions that I personally would never think of. Like, it's so smart to ask about what it's like to go back into the groove of things. It's like the little things that you forget about when you come back from an injury like that. So that was a good answer from her. I gotta go back and watch the presser so I can hear you ask the question.
Yeah, when I knew that I was going to have the opportunity to talk to her about this game specifically, I didn't want to just say, what was it like to score a goal in your first game back? I didn't want to, and I'm sure they already asked that on the broadcast, and she already answered that question. So I just wanted to make sure that she knew that it wasn't just about her scoring a goal.
Yeah.
It was just about her being able to just go through the daily process of being a soccer player again. And I thought her answer was short, but very a very good outlook on both her life and the club together. I thought that was really cool of her. And with the way that Jenna is performing lately since being a starter, I really do hope that she gets to stay as a player with consistent minutes. More so just knowing how important um, of a relationship that she has with Mal. Like you don't, I don't want to lose that on the field, you know. She's just working to prove that she belongs in this league and to help Mal take the next step in her journey back seemed incredibly special to her on a very personal level. And I love her effort. I love her strength, her speed, her toughness. She may not have the, or at least shown the scoring ability yet. But either side of the pitch, she's getting dangerous balls into the box and making things happen. In the second half, she like danced around the end line to get a ball in towards goal, and I I was just like taken aback. I was like, oh my god, I did not know that Jenna had that in her. It was really cool to watch. I just like she gets her first professional assist to help the Red Stars draw 1-1 with Orlando. I am relieved that we have this team undefeated and near the top of the table. Such a different week to week emotion, and it's currently thanks to her and Mal in that late end of the match.
I'm a new member of the Jenna Bike fan club. I wonder if she has another pine cone or something. I don't know where all of this is coming from, but I love it. Um, I'm so impressed, and she has grown so much as a player on this team, and I really need her to have as many minutes as she can. So Lauren, I know you're not listening, but maybe B. Franklin or someone will pass this along. But give Jenna more minutes. Because whenever Penelope comes back, I'm assuming that Penelope's gonna go back into that starting role. Maybe put Jenna on the other side of the field or something. Just a thought. I'm not the coach.
They
But
moved her to that side of the field and she played well.
hey,
That's where she did the little dance around the end line.
Jenna Bike, welcome to the starting lineup for the rest of the year. You've earned it. Um,
This might solve the things we've been talking about
can
that
you
left
imagine?
side.
Jenna Bike, MVP, you have my vote. Um, but in all seriousness, she's improved so much, and I'm really glad that she's on this team. Thank you, Gotham, so much for her. We appreciate it. Just like your many other gifts to us, we appreciate it. Um, we do have the better pizza. I know that rivalry is kind of dead, but I'm gonna revive it. Um, but yeah, this is a Jenna Bike Stan podcast. We
Oh, it
are
has
huge
been.
Jenna fans.
It has
Yes.
been. You're just joining the club now.
I am officially a part of the club now. Where's my pine cone at?
Yeah, the last season it was just like every match was like, where's Jenna? Where's
Where's
Jenna?
Jenna?
Why can't we put Jenna in? And it's like obviously you're sitting there like, I don't want to take Bianca out, but like I would
Yeah.
really like to see Jenna, please. But now that I know that she can play this well on the left side of the field too, it's like, why did we not have her on the left side of the field
Where's
as
Jenna?
well? Like, what the heck? What is this? But yeah, it was always just like a fight every single match to be like, where's Jenna? Why isn't she getting minutes? Oh, she got like 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there. And it kind of seemed to be going that direction again this season, until Penelope got injured, and now she's played 2 90s in a row. And I think her mentality of like, I will be prepared for whatever this club needs me to do and whenever they need me to do it has allowed her to step in and make an impact each 90 minutes that she gets. In this match, it was like what, like 100 minutes, 115 minutes because of the
So
added
many
time.
minutes.
Uh, so much. And now it's going to become, please don't take Jenna off the field.
Please, pretty please, don't take Jenna off the field. We beg of you. Don't do it.
When she inevitably scores her first goal, her first professional goal, it will probably be another Julia situation for me.
Mhm.
I will be elated.
You're just gonna have to come to every match now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'll travel with the team and everything, just waiting for Jenna Bike's goal.
Jenna Bike fan club touring the nation.
I mean, I think I mentioned it last week, and I think some people who listen, a lot of people who listen, I'm sure, knew the story of the pine cone and everything last season, and it started with her, and then and then like Ava Cook kind of carried it on and
Mhm.
egged it on, and so it kind of became Ava's thing after that. And at the end of the season, I had asked Ava like where the pine cone was, and she's like, she's like, I don't know, it might still be in the locker room and stuff, and like that. And then we talked for a little bit more, and then she left. And in that moment, I should have asked her if she could find it and just give me the pine cone. I would have put it on that shelf, and it would have
Add it
lived
to the
there
shelf.
in perpetuity. That pine cone is probably gone now. I
In the garbage can. They're gonna
and
have to find a new one.
it clearly, I mean, it clearly gave the club nothing. Like it gave them what, a win in Angel City, and then they lost their however many matches. It clearly did nothing. But it was a fun story and a fun thing that spawned from Jenna. And uh before that I was a fan of hers, but after that that just kind of solidified um how much I enjoy having her on this team. And to just go from Gotham, and I think we just like picked her up on waivers or something,
Yeah.
to now being an impact 90-minute player within the first few matches of the season. Such a great evolution, such a great story. And then just her story in general, like I won't talk about it now, but just in general, go look up Jenna Bike's story of her career in soccer and outside of soccer. It's a really cool story.
It's kind of a teaser. I feel like it's leading to something.
It's not
Don't
leading,
worry.
it's not leading to
Don't worry,
anything.
guys. We're gonna get her on the show
And here's
eventually.
Jenna Bike now.
And here's Jenna Bike with her pine cone. She's like, I've had it the whole time.
Yeah. I don't know what else he's talking about. We didn't throw it away. Uh, so moving on, as I enjoy getting questions from our community. I think it's quite fun. I once again asked for some questions from our Discord members, and here's what they came up with. So Noah asked, a lot of rookies debut 3 weeks in. Who's been the most impressive? Who haven't you seen on the pitch or haven't seen enough of that you're excited to get a chance to see? We'll start with
I
the
know
rookies.
this will be very popular with some of our listeners, but it was very nice to see B. Franklin on the field for the short amount of time plus stoppage time I really loved her TikTok, and thank you for posting in it about it in the Discord, or else I
was-
probably would have never seen it.
It was very funny.
She had a few good moments on the pitch, so I'm hoping for more, at least a half an hour, hopefully next time. So it was nice to see her. Jameis Joseph, I thought was phenomenal, and again, at least a half an hour from the both of them would be great next time, Lauren. So I know you're not listening, but just in case. Just in case.
Just in case
But,
Lauren's a big Red Stars report
you
fan.
know, B. Franklin's showing us off to everyone, including her
True.
family. You know, Lauren might take a listen. Again, I'm just a random 21-year-old with a microphone.
Yeah. I rookies in general, we've seen them all now,
Yeah.
apart
Well,
from Hannah Anderson.
Hannah Anderson.
That is a player who we probably won't see. I mean, I'm not going to predict these things, but I just feel like we probably wouldn't see her at the center back position
Well,
because Natalia and Sam are just going to be Iron Women the entire season, right?
I'm gonna say maybe not during the NWSL season, but maybe in
Yes.
July.
Yes. During those
Yeah.
tournaments, I'm sure we'll see her. But probably not anytime soon. But
Mhm.
apart from that, apart from her, although I would love to see Hannah Anderson just to see what she can provide to this club. Apart from her, I thought that when Leilani came in last week, I thought she showed a lot of heart, showed some good moments and her capabilities of what she can bring, and that was cool. Ali Cook has probably had the most minutes of the rookies,
Yeah, I
or
think
what you
so.
would classify as a rookie, and she got an assist in her first professional minutes, and apart from that, I haven't been like too overly impressed. I talked about her a couple episodes ago about how I think she's very much like Ava Cook in her rookie year. Just really needs to find how to use her abilities as like a big, strong uh, central forward to navigate this formation, this club, this style, and she'll get there. But this match, specifically, seeing B was great. Like you said, her TikTok was hilarious, saying that she was just going to come in for a few minutes, but the refs felt bad for her and gave her 10 minutes of extra time. So that was fun. She played well against Marta, which was cool. And then Jameis Joseph, I was very impressed with. I thought just her abilities on the ball were really cool to see in the limited time that we really got to see her. It was just like 55 minutes, somewhere around there. But I thought she made like an impact. I felt she was more visible offensively than I've seen Nadia in that position.
Yeah.
Maybe not defensively. Like Nadia's very good in the press and good winning the ball back. Jamise, just when she had the ball at her feet, I thought was just very noticeable, was making the right runs, making the right reads. And so that was really nice to see from a rookie. And I think I think maybe we should see a little more minutes from those two, just to sort of see what more they can bring. Like I said, I thought Jimmy's made a good impact. So perhaps bringing her on at halftime in the next match based on like how that match is going would be good to see again. And depending on how Julia and Carrie are performing in the next match, maybe B should be that substitute, maybe Leilani as well, or not as well, but or Leilani coming in at that defensive midfield role. Because I think those two are probably like 1-2 on the on the depth chart at this point when it comes to defensive midfields. But yeah, so rookies overall, I thought were great. Lauren had nothing but praise for them and how much the coaching staff loves them and the kind of mentality they bring and the heart that they bring, which is really something that you want to hear from your coach talking about players who are the future of your club. So that was fantastic.
Yeah, the rookies have been good. Just more minutes, I guess.
Just more minutes. That's all. But then the second half of Noah's question was, who haven't you seen on the pitch or seen enough of that you'd be excited to see get a chance?
Where is Shea Groom?
Where is Shea Groom?
Where is Shea Groom? I mean, I feel like she's just one of those players that is on another level, regardless of what situation you put her in, whether she's starting or coming in. Honestly, I felt like we really needed her against Orlando. Where's
Yeah.
Shea Groom?
She hasn't dressed yet this season on the bench. And I asked Lauren in the beginning of the season where she is at in her process getting back on the field. And he kind of basically said, like, we're kind of just waiting on her to be ready to go after rehabbing that season ending injury that she had last season. So hopefully she gets to a point where she'll be able to contribute to the club. And I hope it's soon, because when they signed her, I was excited, and that has not been realized yet. I I want to see Shea Groom. I want to see Air Groom.
Get better soon? Like, yeah.
Don't rush,
No,
but get better soon.
we're messing, of course. But just saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Another player who I'd like to see is Cameron Migalski. She hasn't gotten a whole lot of time lately in her career. She was a former Red Star, played in that like fall series COVID year or whatever with them. And I think whenever they decide to let Maxi have a break, perhaps Cameron would be the go-to. I think her and there's another player. There's only her and someone else. Oh, her and Sophie Jones are like the only like healthy players that have not seen minutes yet that aren't named Hannah Anderson or our goalkeepers. So like on the 27 player roster, like it's 27, not 26 because of Sammy Feller's season ending injury. 19 of them have seen minutes on the field. Like all the rookies except Hannah Anderson, and 2 of those 8 players who haven't played are goalkeepers. So some are still rehabbing injuries, but Sophie Jones and Cameron Bogolski are fully healthy, haven't seen minutes as field players. So that's different than what we're used to, which is we're used to seeing the depth of our team when there's injuries, when there's cups being played. But now we're like the bench is like the starting lineup might not be the same, or might be the same every single week, but the bench is different every single week.
You never know who's gonna come into a game.
Like Leilani wasn't on the bench this week, but Cameron was, and so was B, but they weren't on last week. Like it's just all like it's the bench is like ever flowing right now of different players. He might bring on similar players, like he's brought on Allie Cook every match, and he brought on Ava the first 2 matches, and he brought on Sarah Griffith these matches as well. I think all 3 matches. And so there's a lot of players seeing time. I would there's just like some that I would like to see more of. And now that I've mentioned her name, I'd also like to see Sarah Griffith get more minutes, because she's a very good talent and she should be out there more.
Naperville, rise up. Boo to her high school, but yeah, Naperville.
We love the local kids.
Yeah.
So the next question was, Brenny asked, do you think that Kuika got lucky for not getting the red? Thoughts on the VAR taking more than 5 minutes versus clear and obvious?
7 minutes. 7 minutes of reviewing. Here's the thing. When I saw the play, when it happened in real time, I immediately said dog so. I was like, this is dog so. That's what it is.
I said dive.
Okay. But when I'm telling you, when I saw it happen, when it happened in real time, my first reaction, I yelled at my computer. I said dog so. I was like, holy crap. We're about to go down to 10 players. And then they took their time reviewing this damn play over and over and over. And as I rewatched it, I was like, I have a feeling that they might call Dogso, but I do think that it was a dive. Should she had done this knowing the implications of what could possibly happen to her? I don't know. I'd make better choices, I guess. But I went through a roller coaster of emotions watching that, and then, having the 7-minute delay of trying to figure out if it was dog so or not. I really loved her expression after all of that was over. She started laughing. And honestly, I was laughing too. I was laughing the whole time. Do I think it was dog so at the end of the day? I'm gonna say no, but it's very close. Very, very close. Be better next time, please. Yeah.
I think Lauren said it best.
I don't want to criticize the VAR. I could do it. If it takes that long to make a damn decision, then there's no decision. So we just get on with the game. So I don't know what we're looking at. But we were prepared to do anything because we practice, that's the kind of stuff. I'm a big believer that sometimes you train and you play with 10. So we were ready to go. And anything they said, we would have, if they say play with 12 or 9, we would.
If it takes that long to make a decision, a damn decision, as he says, then there's no decision. Simple as that. Ridiculous that it took that long. And Natalia getting a red? No. It was a feel little contact dive all day. I don't know why it took so long. Yes, I'm biased, but it was ridiculous to think that Natalia had any sort of force in that contact. that
Yeah.
would have taken Summer Yates down. No. Like Yates just like stepped in front of her. Natalia put her arm up. She felt the contact. She dove. Like maybe a foul, maybe. But if it took them 7+ minutes to say that there was no foul, like what are we doing here? It's ridiculous.
I mean, even today I was watching the Kansas City game and they were taking forever on a call too, and it's just like, why does it take that long? You have the initial review of the people sitting upstairs looking at the play, and then you're communicating on the field. And it's not even just like the head referee. You have all the other refs talking too, and then you still can't decide. And it's like, okay, let me go take a look. Stand at the monitor for 5 minutes trying to figure everything out, and it's like, well, what's so different now compared to when it happened right in front of your face to the people looking upstairs? And it's just like, oh my gosh, let's
Yeah.
get the game moving.
Yeah, the fact that it was not like the ref had great positioning on that play, in of view of that play. And in the initial moment, thought there was nothing. And then it gets recommended to go to VAR. They look at it VAR. I don't know what their recommendation was for her to go to the monitor, but that took like, what did they take, like 4 minutes before they made that recommendation? And then she goes and
Yeah.
stands at the monitor for like 3 minutes and then is like, there's nothing. I don't know if they had recommended that it be a dog so red, but she
I feel
clearly
like in
didn't.
that case it would have to be.
Yeah. And so she didn't think so on the field, and then she didn't think so watching the replay. So whatever, move on. Natalia didn't get lucky. She played it well. Summer
Yeah, and
Yates
I'm
can dive
sure
all day. She can join the dive team. I don't care.
that VAR was talking in her ear as play continued. Like, they should have looked at it up there, been like, yeah, this isn't really dog so, and then just carry it on. But waste everybody's time, why don't you?
And if they were looking at like whether or not like Sam Staub could have gotten there or whatever, like I don't know how you judge that. I mean, she's Sam Staub. She could have gotten there. I don't know.
I was thinking as the announcers were talking, I was like, she probably could have gotten there.
It's Sam Staub. She could have
Honestly.
gotten there. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So to heck with you, refs.
Except the ref that actually made the correct call twice.
Yeah. Good job.
Yeah, good job.
At least we didn't have Chesky. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Yeah. Moving on. So Boog, once again, love when Boog asks questions. Not such a ridiculous question this time, though. He just wanted to know simply, what do you think Tatum brought differently in her game to make the change for the sake of the matchup?
Energy? I mean, that's kind of it, honestly. I think she just brought energy onto the pitch. No
Yeah.
more explanation other than that.
I think like you had mentioned earlier, like getting an own goal takes a lot out of you. If you remember, I think it was probably like 2 years ago, the US was playing New Zealand and there was a player that got 3 own goals, I think, in one
Yeah.
game. And you could just see how much that destroyed her. And so it's not easy. And I think Taylor did a good job rebounding from that. But I think bringing Tatum in provided a clear mindset of finishing out the game. And I think that's what they needed. But looking at it a little closer, I think they really needed someone to battle one-on-one with Adriana, and Tatum provided that. Like, Tatum is a great 1v1 defender. She's not a super fantastic off the ball defender. But 1v1, I would trust her and have for the past couple years. So I think that's what she provided. Two things: a clear headspace to finish out a game and a good matchup with Adriana on that side of the field.
Yeah.
But thank you for your questions, everybody. And each week I post in our Discord in the podcast channel. Just a little, join the Discord. There's a link in the description. You can scan the QR code if you're on YouTube in the bottom of the screen. And I'll ask the question. I'll just say, drop your questions each week. And I basically take all of them. I very rarely just root out anything because they're good questions. We have a good community, and I like to provide them with our answers. So that's it for that match as a whole. Like, undefeated, like not something we are used to. It's nice to smile during the weekend, and not just to have my head down. So I'm very happy. We'll get a little bit of a break this coming weekend, as Alyssa Nair and Mal Swanson will be playing in the She Believes Cup with the United States Women's National Team. They'll face off against Japan in the semifinals, which is funny that they're just starting with the semifinals this Saturday at 11:30 Central Time. The final and third place match will be on that Tuesday. So we won't be covering that on the next podcast, but make sure you watch those matches. It could be the potential first appearance in the crest for Mal since her injury. So that'll be a really special moment to experience. And that team is just looking ever so different each and every camp. So, but it's wonderful to have Mal back, Alyssa Nair, number one goalkeeper for the United States Women's National Team. That will not change. What are you looking forward to in that in those games?
Well, I know this was a hot topic in our Discord, so I will bring drama into the podcast because I do love drama. But I am really, really, really interested to see if Corbin Albert gets playing time.
Yeah.
Like, in all seriousness, how do you deal with that as a team? Do you allow her to play after all of this stuff and after a horrible statement is put out? Like, I'm just curious to see if any of that happens. Kind of disappointing all the Illinois people right now.
I know. Like, we've talked about her on this podcast before.
Yeah.
And I know she was like a player who really has just started to hit the spotlight of U.S. Women's National Team fans. Like, the diehards knew her, But the people who are regular watchers, but not so into every single detail that comes with the team, just started digging up stuff. And by digging up, I mean, some of the stuff was
Hidden in plain
was
sight.
right there. Yeah. So that entire situation, like, I don't know how you deal with that as a team, but it will be interesting to see what they do publicly, or if they just handle everything internally and then it's done. I'm former slash potentially still current veterans of the team have made statements of their own. Megan Rapinoe very openly made a statement on the situation, and I think they'll handle it in some way. I am curious to see if she does get minutes.
I say they just save face and don't let her play. And I'm assuming that she might get the Hinkle treatment if
If she
she does
does.
play.
Yeah,
So
it's true. It's true.
you want to avoid the booze? Have fun on the bench.
Yeah, and then after this tournament, I wonder if she'll even get called in. You know, that's we don't know, obviously, the internal details of all that.
Yeah.
We just know the situation. We know what happened. It was disgusting, hurtful, painful for a lot of people, and specifically in a space like women's soccer that is so full of people in the LGBTQ plus community. And like, they weren't her words, but they were her thoughts,
Yeah.
and players who play for that team need to be representative of that community and also respectful of that community. And when you're not, it's not going to end well for you.
You're getting the Hinkle treatment whether you like it or not. She's only a year younger than me. Like, growing up in the age of technology, you honestly have to be better. Especially when you are in the spotlight like that, where so many people are watching your every move. Don't do public reposts on TikTok. That is like the dumbest thing ever. So that I'm not gonna go full in, because then I'll actually get upset. It's too bad that she's really good at soccer. And then you're gonna have to act like a fool like that. But we'll see what happens. Good luck dealing with all those people at She Believes Cup. And she is not going to be made available for any media
Well,
availability.
of course not. Come on.
I'm just saying, if people think, oh, what if she says something? No, she's not. Oh, what if the head coach? No, she's not either. Nobody's going to say anything. That's why the national team didn't say anything online. That's why Corbin Albert herself only made a statement. And it was a bad one. As a PR major, that was a horrible statement, and the timing of it was absolutely horrible. Right after the game, probably sitting in the locker room, copying the text message from her agent or whatever, and then putting it on her Instagram story. I'm just glad it wasn't a notes app.
Yeah. I think the
That would've
Instagram
been
story
funny.
has become the notes app, though.
Yeah.
you know.
It just would have been funny. It would have been like a double whammy for her.
Sure.
But
Yeah, I think the Instagram post has become, or the Instagram story post has become
yeah,
that generation's notes app. It's very common now.
my poor generation is just so bad. I just my final thought is I can't believe this is how Illinois is like represented. Like
Yeah.
we are a very gay state. So
Some of it.
mostly. The bottom half of Illinois doesn't exist.
To you, it's
Like
just
once you get past like
it's just Cook
Bloomington,
County and North
it's over. Don't forget about Will County,
and Will County. Yeah.
DuPage,
Yep.
Kane, all of those.
Yeah.
Just saying.
It's like, obviously this is something that is not Red Stars related, but like I
Mhm.
said, we've talked about her. She's an Illinois native. She used to be on the Red Stars reserves. And I've said, like, you know, hope she was a Red Star. I don't know. Not anymore. Don't care.
Not anymore. You
Goodbye.
can stay at PSG for the
you
rest
can
of your
stay in,
life.
you can stay in France. That's fine by me.
Enjoy not winning anything over there, because unless you're OL, you know.
Yeah. Stay in France. Speaking of the other side of the world, just so we can move on, is Natalia Kuika and Nadia Gomes also got called into their national teams for the European Championship qualifiers. So hopefully I'll be able to find those matches online somewhere. And that's all the Red Stars news we have.
Good
Yay.
job.
Cool.
Yay us.
So with that, we'll wrap up this week. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube, and anywhere else you find your podcasts. Make sure you subscribe on those different platforms to know when our next episode comes out. Make sure you're following us at Red Stars Report on our social media channels to keep up with the latest news between episodes. Don't forget to join our Discord with the link in the description. And the next time you see us, we'll be recapping the first match of the Challenge Cup. She Believes Cup. And going over our overall thoughts of the season and how the Red Stars are doing, as well as previewing their match against Angel City. And with that, we'll see you for another Red Stars Report next week.